Okay, so my roots have grown in quite a bit, and I plan on doing my hair pink again, so I'm going to need to lighten my roots. Since eventually I want an ombre, I'm not really completely committed to the idea of bleaching my roots, so I thought I would show you guys a way that I lightened my hair a lot of times without actually using bleach. And also, while we're doing this, we will see how effective those methods are at lightening that little root hair up there. So the first way, you use lemon juice, and it's the least damaging way I know to lighten your hair besides honey. So if you are, under the level where you're not yet ready to commit to actually dyeing your hair, lemon's a good option. Just put lemon juice in a bottle, spray it in your hair, and then lay out in the sun, and it gives you natural highlights. Kind of low level lightens it. Not very strong, but it's got a little something in there that lightens your hair, and it works best if you have medium brown to any shade of blonde hair. If you have dark brown hair, I have seen it work, but it won't obviously give you blonde highlights. It'll give you slightly lighter highlights and slightly lighter highlights, and if you do it a ton over summer, you might have a few blonde highlights and medium brown highlights in your dark brown hair. I've seen someone do that successfully. But where I am, it is deep fall, and it is cloudy, and it is just getting cloudier, and so I thought I would let you guys know you can also do the lemon juice thing without sunlight. You actually can just get under a hairdryer, because pretty much every method that lightens your hair, especially the weaker ones, they're speeded up with heat, and the sunlight heats the lemon juice, and that's what makes it lighten your hair. So, alright, let's test this. I've done it before, but I've never actually tested it compared to already platinum hair. You need lemon juice. You don't need olive oil or any kind of oil, but you can use oil if you want to make it slightly less drying on your hair, because lemon is drying. You need an empty bottle, or you can just put it on your head, I guess, but I'm assuming the results are going to be much more concentrated. So you want a bottle and hot water. And then just kind of put as much in here as you think you're going to need to spray the hair you want to highlight, which for me is not going to be that much. And then you're just going to add a tiny bit of this, whatever will dissolve, just to kind of make it a little less drying. And then you're going to add some hot water to hopefully help dissolve them together, and also just to make the lemon juice last a little longer. Okay, so I will go mix that. Okay, so here it is. You really don't need that much, depending on how much you're doing. If you're just doing highlights, this much is usually how much I used to use. I'm just doing my roots. Most of this is lemon juice. Then I add like this much hot water. And again, you don't have to use oil too. And if you do add oil, shake it. If you don't put oil in it now, make sure you deep condition later. Do something to condition your hair at some point. Hopefully you'll deep condition after anyway. And I'm going to go test this now, and we will see how well this works. I will spray it on all my roots, and then I will blow dry it for about 15 minutes, and we will see how light it is. Man. Oh yeah, ignore the curly hair. This is because I tried to blow dry it dry with oil in it. It's a little darker because oil in it. Apparently, don't add oil. Just deep condition it later. Don't add oil. It's worked better for me in the past when I didn't use oil. Alright, results. Moderate. You can see that the highlight now goes from here all the way to my root. Whereas before I had an inch of literally no highlights. So yeah, there's a few highlights now that go all the way to the root. Not very many though. Not very many. I've had a lot more success with this doing it in the summer with a lot of time to kill, tanning and spraying my hair and tanning and spraying my hair some more. I recommend if you do this, you don't add oil, you do it in the sun, and you just tan for a few hours, because apparently blow drying it, it's just too slow. You can see the few highlights right there that are now all the way. So it looks a bit better. The rest of my hair looks darker because now it has oil in it. But yeah, if you do this, skip the oil, wear a shirt you don't mind ruining, and try to spend a lot of time on it. And I think it'll work better if somebody's either got naturally medium brown to light blonde hair or already have highlights in some kind of blonde color, because this looks like if you had grown out highlights, you could very easily blend that to the rest of your roots doing this. But if you're like me and you have a solid lighter color, it's not going to cut it. So I'm going to try something else. Woohoo! But yeah, now you know. This is about the effectiveness of lemon juice lightening your hair, which is very tiny, but it does work. And from practice, I know that if you do it a bunch of times, like 4, and especially if you can do it multiple times in the same day, like during a sunny day, it is going to work better. And you are going to get subtle results. So it's really good if you're not old enough to dye your hair, if you don't want to dye your hair because you like your natural hair color and you don't want to lose that. It's the safest for your hair because all you have to do is condition it and it's going to be right back to normal compared to bleach. I do know someone who had medium brown hair who did it enough times over summer that they had blonde streaks this light in their hair. Not a ton, but a few mixed in with, you know, light, medium blonde, dark blonde, and light brown highlights. So it does work over time. So let me know if it works for you, and at least now you know how effective it is.